Hey guys, it's Mari. I'm back today with another 12 by 12 process, and I'm mostly using the Maggie Holmes Gather collection here for my layout today. I'm just starting off with some white cardstock, and I'm going to just use a bunch of different mists to create some mixed media on my background here. I have not put any gesso on my paper. I'm just going right onto the white cardstock. And I'm using a variety of different vibes. I'm using Jenny B. Blue, Deep Blue Sea, Caribbean Sunset, Razzle Dazzle Berry, and eventually at the end, Glorious Day is my gold. And I also used a little bit of Heidi Swap Color Shine in Sweet Mint. So I'll just be using all of those different mists to create some base for my layout here, just to put some color down. Much of it gets covered up, but there are bits and pieces of it that poke out from behind my patterned paper here, and you'll see that as I go along. So you can just see I'm working away on creating the splatters and some of the more solid areas of the color, just using a piece of plastic. Now, my preferred piece of plastic, that's kind of funny, it sounds funny to say that, but the piece of plastic that I prefer the most is a thinner, more pliable piece of plastic, and I ended up grabbing this is just a more thick piece that I just had sort of like within arm's reach, and I don't like how that puts the color down as much, but it didn't matter that much to me in this case because I knew that I was going to be covering a lot of it up. So I just wanted just sort of like a hint of color back there. And I really have fun doing this. So I just find it a really therapeutic part of my process. Now, this layout is about a bird, and I guess birds in plural, but my photograph is just of one bird. And so this Maggie Holmes pattern paper from the Gather collection is perfect. It's the one with all the little birds on it, and it's beautiful. I love this paper. It's actually one of my favorites from the collection. And I'm also using the text paper from that collection as well. Now I'm going to take my white paper that I've added that mixed media to. I just sized it down about 1/4 of an inch all the way around. It's warped a little bit, and I want to get a ton of adhesive on the back of this just to really smooth it out. So I'm going to stick that down to this really pretty pink pattern paper, also from Gather. This is the one with that really pretty royal blue check on the back. And I just really love the tone on tone of this pink dot, and it just goes nicely with all the tones in the rest of the layout. So that's going to be my frame around. I didn't gut that paper because I just needed all of that paper as a backing to kind of get rid of some of that warping. Now I'm going to take this stencil and I'm going to take some golden modeling paste, and I'm going to just put a little bit of that, a little kind of hint of that leaf pattern on the background just sticking out behind the pattern paper. And I just really like the extra texture and detail that this adds on top of that mixed media. And because this little birdie that I have the picture of here, you'll see in a bit, is in a tree, and this just fits nicely with that. So the story that I'm journaling here about is when the early snow came this fall, we hadn't had time to pick up all of the berries in our backyard from our ornamental tree. And we don't always necessarily pick those berries up because oftentimes the birds come and eat the berries. So we had not picked them up yet. The birds hadn't gotten to them yet. And we had that really early snowfall. And so it was just really pretty. The robins that came, the robins hadn't even left yet. And they came and they just absolutely, a huge swarm of them over the course of about 3 days, cleaned up all of the berries off of the ornamental berry tree in our backyard. And they were just so pretty and so cute to watch. And it actually provided a fair bit of entertainment for a few days for my husband and I as we were watching them fill their bellies before they flew away to warmer climates. I'm pretty sure they were having a really big feast before they had to fly a long distance. So that's what I'm documenting here and journaling about today. So I just thought that this bird paper was perfect for this, and I really like the colors in the paper and the softness, and the picture is printed in black and white so that it just looks really nice on with this bird paper. So I just took a doily and backed the photograph with that doily. I actually ended up not using any pattern paper behind the photograph. I didn't do any layering with the photo, just because I do quite a bit of embellishing and clustering around the photo, so I didn't think that it really needed that. What I did do was I popped the photo up with some foam tape just to give it a little bit of lift off of the layout. And now I'm going to just start to think about where I want all of the embellishments. Now, most of the embellishments for this, once again, came from the Gather collection, but also from the Simple Stories Posh collection. So some of these items are from my hip kit from September. And these little bits and pieces from the Posh collection just go nicely with this. There's some feathers in that little mixed bag of ephemera and die cuts that look really cute because it's a bird. And I just used a few other, there's a floral piece from that collection that I use here as well. And just giving a little bit of an embellishment detail there to this little cluster. And I did put a little butterfly in there too, just because I thought that fit the theme of nature as well for the layout. Taking a little arrow and I'm sticking that down. It's kind of a little mint green arrow. And I'm also going to take a little bit of chipboard, some chipboard pieces from Gather, and actually from the confetti collection. I took a little bird from the confetti collection and added that in there as well. So I'm just adding some gold splatters. I've got the things covered up that I wanted to cover. And once I lift that off of there, once I lift those protectors off of there, you'll be able to see that I added the title, which is Today Berry Feast. And the berry is in some little tiny alphas from the Maggie Holmes Gather sticker sheet. And you're going to see a little video come here at the end, a little extra that I added on here just to show you that I actually added a little leaf right below that little chipboard bird in the embellishments cluster because it just looked like he was sort of floating, and I just wanted to ground him on the layout a little bit. So yeah, all those alphas and everything in the title is from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection, including those little gold puffy alphas as well. So that's going to be the layout. And like I said, I'm just going to add a little bit of a video on here at the end to show you the little leaf sticker that I add below that little bird chipboard. And also I add a little file tab over to the right of the photo with some stamping on it. So you'll see that in a minute. So thanks so much for joining me today, guys. And I really enjoyed creating this layout. It was just fun, something a little bit different, and just wanted to document this little story about these cute little robins in our backyard this fall. So there you can see that leaf and the little file tab. And that's going to be it. Have an amazing day, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.